Start. Earlier this month, the United Nations Secretariat held a meeting of what it calls the within quote 6 plus 2 plus 1 group on regional efforts to support peace in Afghanistan, a group that includes 6 neighboring countries China, Iran, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, global players, the United States and Russia and Afghanistan itself. India was conspicuous by its absence from the meeting on April 16, given its historical and strategic ties with Afghanistan, but not for the first time. Para. In December 2001, for example, the Indian team led by Special Envoy Satinder Lamba arrived in Germany's Petersburg Hotel near Bonn, where the famous Bonn Agreement was negotiated, to find no reservations had been made for them at the official venue. In January 2010, India was invited to attend the London Conference on Afghanistan but left out of the room during a crucial meeting that decided on opening talks with the Taliban. Para. In 2020, the reason given for keeping India out of regional discussions on Afghanistan was ostensibly that it holds no boundary with Afghanistan, but in fact it is because New Delhi has never announced its support for the US-Taliban peace process. In both 2001 and 2010, however, India fought back its exclusion successfully. At the Bonn Agreement, Ambassador Lamba was widely credited for ensuring that Northern Alliance leaders came to a consensus to accept Hamid Karzai as the chairman of the interim arrangement that replaced the Taliban regime. After the 2010 conference, New Delhi redoubled its efforts with Kabul, and in 2011, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Afghanistan President Karzai signed the historic Strategic Partnership Agreement, which was Afghanistan's first such agreement with any country. Para. As planners in South Bloc now consider their next steps in Afghanistan, they must fight back against the idea that any lasting solution in Afghanistan can be discussed without India in the room, while also studying the reasons for such exclusions. To begin with, India's resistance to publicly talking to the Taliban has made it an awkward interlocutor at any table. Its position that only an Afghan-led, Afghan-owned and Afghan-controlled process can be allowed is a principled one, but has no takers. Kabul or the Ashraf Ghani government does not lead, own or control the reconciliation process today, comprising the US-Taliban negotiation for an American troops withdrawal and intra-Afghan talks on power sharing. The US-Taliban peace deal means that the Taliban, which has not let upon violent attacks on the Afghan army, will become more potent as the US withdraws soldiers from the country and will hold more sway in the inter-Afghan process as well as the US withdraws funding for the government in Kabul. Para. New Delhi's decision to put all its eggs in the Ghani basket has had a twofold effect: its voice in the reconciliation process has been limited, and it has weakened India's position with other leaders of the deeply divided democratic setup in Kabul, such as the former chief executive Abdullah Abdullah. Meanwhile, India's presence inside Afghanistan, which has been painstakingly built up since 2001, is being threatened anew by terror groups such as the Islamic State Khorasan province (ISKP), believed to be backed by Pakistan's establishment. Stop. Intercepts showed that the brutal attack in March that killed 25 at Gurudwara in Kabul was meant for the embassy in Kabul, and intelligence agencies had warned of suicide car bomb threats to the consulates in Jalalabad and Heart last December. Stop. Para. While the government has said that the novel coronavirus pandemic prompted its decision to clear out both consulates this month, the truth is that a full security reassessment is underway for them. Stop. Either way, India's diplomatic strength in Afghanistan should not appear to be in retreat just when it is needed the most. Stop. Para. The government must also consider the damage done to the vast reservoir of goodwill India enjoys in Afghanistan because of recent events in the country, especially the controversy over the Citizenship Amendment Act. Stop. The building blocks of that goodwill are India's assistance in infrastructure projects, healthcare, education, trade, and food security, and also in the liberal access to Afghans to study, train, and work in India. Stop. Above all, it is India's example as a pluralistic, inclusive democracy that inspires many. Stop. Afghanistan majority does Muslim citizens, many of whom have treated India as a second home, have felt cut out of the move to offer fast-track citizenship to only Afghan minorities, as much as they have by reports of anti-Muslim rhetoric and incidents of violence in India. Stop. Para. While many of these are problems of perception, New Delhi must move swiftly to regain the upper hand in the narrative in Afghanistan. Stop. India's assistance of more than $3 billion in projects, trade of about $1 billion, a $20 billion projected development expenditure of an alternate route through Chabar, as well as its support to the Afghan National Army, bureaucrats, doctors, and other professionals for training in India should assure it a leading position Afghanistan's regional formulation. Stop.